We had a viewer ask where our kids got their names, and Zane's about to fall over because he's the child that was named after the clown.
Hi,
Good morning. So we are at Matt's mom and dad's house picking up the kids this morning, and Tearlyn just came running out, and I missed the moment. We all just got Snapchat. So Matt finally has Snapchat, T has had Snapchat, Charlie has it, Sky has it, and of course now I have it. And we're trying to convince his mom to get Snapchat. So last night I was up late snapping his cousin Stacy, and oh my goodness, it's addicting. I almost have to stay away from it when I want to get things done. But yeah, so we're trying to convince Grandma and Grandpa to get Snapchat so that we can snap them and send them goofy stuff. I have so much fun with those filters, you guys, and I really had a good time making a story yesterday. And I think that's what I'm going to use my Snapchat for, is basically to make stories of the goofy moments of the kids, like I told you, that don't always make it into the cut. Just some of the conversations that we have that don't make it in, that I think are absolutely comical, and I'd love to share them with you guys, but I don't always get to them as they're happening. I capture the moment afterwards. So I thought Snapchat story was a great way to bring some of those ridiculous conversations to life. So yeah, I put my snap in, and you can find it in the link below, and it's really easy. It's just Christi Riverton. So anyway, join us on Snapchat. We hope to see you there. So I thought this would be a perfect time to answer a viewer comment. We had a question asked a while back, and we were just having a conversation. I'll show you how this happened and why I decided today was a great day to answer a question by a viewer. Matt brought out, what are you giggling about?
There was a Homer Simpson strapped to the front of that car.
Oh, strange things you see and the moment you capture when you have the camera out. So Matt's mom gave him, and gave him this comic, and it's the clown, the train with the Ringling Brothers Circus, the greatest show on earth, and a hobo like a clown. Anyway, waving goodbye, because as most of you probably know, the Ringling Brothers Circus is coming to an end. So that made me think of why we named one of our children, which actually did have to do with the Ringling Brothers Circus and a clown. So yes, we named one of our children after a clown. But we had a viewer ask where our kids got their names, and Zane's about to fall over because he's the child that was named after the clown. Say hi, everybody. It's not as traumatic as it sounds, I promise. So, I'll start with oldest and we'll just work our way down to the youngest. Skylur was named because I loved the name Skylur. I just loved the name Skylur. And I wanted to be able to call him Sky for short. I just thought that was really cool, so that's how he got the name. And then, of course, his middle name is after his dad, Matthew. And then Tearlyn. Tearlyn got her name now. She hates her name.
She hates the story, too.
Yes. Tearlyn got her name. I actually made that name up. I liked the Irish boy's name, Tearlyn. And when we found out she was going to be a girl, I was like, why don't we take the Tear part off of Tearlyn and give her my middle name, Lynn. So that's how she got the name Tearlyn. And her middle name, Mercedes. She's like, Mom, did you have to tell everybody my middle name's Mercedes? Was her dad's pick. And why, honey?
I love the car.
He does. He loves the car. So when she was little bitty, she got the nickname crying car from her grandpa because of the tear in the Mercedes.
But I love the name Mercedes for another reason.
Yes, go ahead.
I was infatuated with Mercedes from License to Drive.
Yeah, he named her after
kid.
the hot chick off of License to Drive. You're named after the hot chick. And then I didn't put Charlea in. I was supposed to go oldest to youngest. So Charlie's next, but she's actually older than T. So Charlea was named after her
great-grandfather?
Great-grandfather. And most people probably don't realize that Charlea is actually newly added to our family.
Yes.
She's not a new addition of a child, but she's newly added to our family. So Matt didn't know that Charlea was his daughter, and we actually discovered Charlea being his daughter.
Found her at a gas station.
We found her at a gas station, yeah, we picked her up. She hatched out of an egg. No, actually, but we found out that Charlea was his daughter about almost 2 years ago.
2 years ago. She was 16,
2 years ago.
so...
He's gonna get gas, and then we'll finish our story. But I'll tell you a little more about Charlea. So, Charlea is not my biological child, but she's my daughter by heart. I love her dearly. So, and she was born shortly after Skylur. So Matt and I were not together then. And so she comes from a previous relationship. But Charlea is our child. No matter what. She's my daughter by heart, and I love her dearly. So, Charlea, I'm not sure what the entire naming process for Charlea was, but we do know that she was named after a great-grandfather. So that's how she gets Charlea Anna. Okay, so then we're on to Braxen. So, Braxen, oh, we almost got hit. Braxen was actually going to be named Zane. Just learning all kinds of new stuff today, aren't you? We had the name Zane picked out for Braxen for quite a while. Yeah. It was actually about a week before Braxen was born, and the more and more I thought about it, the more I was like, you know, I just don't think this baby's going to be a Zane. I don't think I'm going to name him Zane. And I was talking to Matt about it, and my sister-in-law, Missy, sent us all kinds of ideas for names, and Matt really liked Bodie. He kept saying he wanted to name him Bodie, and I'm like, and all I could think of was, I'm not naming my child Bodie because I'm going to be like, yo,
From
Bodie.
another movie.
Yeah, yo, Bodie, what's up? All I could think of was a surfer, so I'm like, no, we can't. So she sent a name called Braxen, and I'm like, well,
I like
really...
Phineas, too.
Yes, Phineas, and we'll explain that in a minute. So I really, really liked the name Braxen, but I'm like, that just sounds a little more feminine, but I like the Brax part. That's kind of cool. So I just started putting ends, like different endings, like ERs and just different endings on the end of Brax, and I came up with Braxen, and I'm like, what do you think of it? And he's like, yeah, you know what, I kind of like it. And then he gets his middle name Thomas from his daddy.
And
his father,
my grandfather, and my other grandfather.
Yeah, it's all their middle names, so that's where the Thomas comes from.
First name or middle name.
Then we come to Zane. So Zane, I still really liked the name Zane. And I'm like, you know what? We're going to use Zane for this baby. Found out he was going to be a boy. So Zane got the name we were originally going to give to Braxen. And I think it's very fitting. It was the right choice. Zane just fits Zane. He was destined to be the Zane. And then Taylor. You want to explain how he got Taylor? Daddy picked that out.
Zane Taylor is named after, would be my great-grandfather? Yes, my great-grandfather. Yes. I had to think about that for a minute. Thomas Taylor. And he actually was a clown.
Happy Jack.
Happy Jack, or sometimes people over the years maybe Slappy Jack as well. But he was a clown. He was at some point with the Barnum and Bailey.
And are you ready for this, guys? Because I just, after the Ringling Brothers was going to close down, his aunt, yes, I believe it was, Aunt Charlotte, started putting some of the history of Happy Jack out. And Happy Jack was in love with a tightrope walker who fell to her death.
Yes.
and loved her even after he married his wife, and kept a picture of her behind his bed. And one day, what happened to it? Did you see the posting?
I can't remember exactly.
One of the aunts or sisters was tired of the picture, I do
That's
believe,
right.
behind the bed and destroyed it. So nobody knows what happened to the picture of,
Yeah.
well, we know what happened, but...
And I've pretty much all my life, since I was able to be on the internet, have done research and trying to find out more. And because through Iowa and the Midwest, circuses were a big thing way back when. So it's kind of, you know, I'm trying to find out, because just because you worked with one circus at one time, you probably didn't just work with that circus, unless you were a super famous, you know, like Emmett Kelly or something, which came later in life. But yeah.
But yeah, so Zane was named after a clown named Happy Jack, whose last name was Taylor. And so then we come to Miss Ireland. So Ireland got her name because Tearlyn has an Irish derivative in her name. And when we found out we were having another girl, my mother-in-law said, well, you should have another Irish name, because we both have a large Irish heritage in our family.
I'm from the Murphys.
And so she's like, you need another Irish girl's name. And I was looking through the Irish girl's name and looking through the Irish girl's names and looking, and I just couldn't find one I liked. And I was talking to Matt, and I'm like, well, what about Ireland? What's more Irish than the actual country? And so that's how she got her name. And then Rain, because we both really just like the sound with the name. And just thought Rain was really kind of a cool name, so she's Ireland Rain. Now Aspen. So we really debated with Aspen's name. We didn't know if Aspen was going to be a boy or a girl. He's the only child that we didn't know if they were going to be a boy or a girl before they were born. And so when we were trying to come up with names, we really tossed it around for quite a while before we had him. And Matt wanted, if he was a girl, another car name, and wanted to name him Lotus. And I'm like, I just can't do it. And then we were talking about boy names, and he's like, well, I like this car name too, Aspen. And I was like, you know what? Aspen's kind of you could use that for a girl or a boy. So we both agreed that Aspen was a great name, whether he would be a boy or a girl. And then Hunter, we couldn't really decide on a middle name for him. And Matt's cousin Stacy's husband and her had been talking, and we were sitting there for the conversation. He had said if he'd had a boy, he'd always wanted to name him Hunter. And I'm like, you know, I really kind of like that name. What do you think? And so that's how Aspen Hunter came to be. Had he been a girl, he would have been Aspen Elise.
Yes.
After the car. So I hope that answers your question, ShanellCubed, and you can check out her channel. I will try to link it below. Otherwise, it's Duke. He
came with that name.
Yeah, he came with that name. We didn't get to name him. You named Jingles.
Yeah, I know how.
How'd you name Jingles?
Well, he was
Jingles is his fish, if you don't know.
Red, green, and blue, so he was Christmassy color. Oh, at first I wanted to name him Rainbow.
So now you know that's how our pets got their names too. Duke came with it, and Zane named Jingles. But yeah, so ShanellCubed had asked the question and left us a comment. So go over and check out her channel and give her some love. Say hello, subscribe, leave her a comment. Thanks, Chanel, for watching. Guys, it might be kind of hard to hear, but I want you to be able to see this. Maybe I'll roll my window up. Look at this. So the Mississippi, it's January.
This is the turkey.
Oh yeah, this one's the turkey, sorry. Turkey River, but the Mississippi's raising like this too. Look at that, that's all ice like jamming up.
It's out of its banks.
And it's, yeah, once again, like it was over the summer, out of its banks again. It's just everything's flooding into fields and...
But it's all ice. And if you look right up here, there's a chunk of ice that I think is probably a foot or thicker.
Oh, where's
that?
that?
You'll be able to see. Where did it go? Unless it moved.
Oh,
right here. Right here. Look at that slab of ice.
Here, I'll pan into it so
right
you
here.
guys can see it better. That's what he's talking about. That's a big old chunk of ice. And then I'll pan out so you can see. Look at the Turkey River. It's just, that's all ice and
usually
moving in.
Drop down there. Here's the fields.
I'll pull out again so you guys can see.
Zane.
Yeah, these are fields normally, not, I mean, look how close it is to the roadway. It's just, everything's melted. It's so warm for January right now that it's all, look at that. That's all normally like field.
Up here there's a farm field that's... I wanted to film the other day and we didn't have it ready. The ice was all bottled up under the bridge.
Oh, look at this.
There's ice in the field.
This right here is a farm field with ice in it. And the river is out of its banks. That's all normally a cornfield. I've shown you guys this on our vlog many times.
Look how far over here. Look at the size of these chunks.
And this ice is just, here, I'll pull it in so you guys can see it a little better. Look at that. Isn't that crazy, you guys?
There's like icebergs in the field.
Yeah. It's all just real close to the roadway again.
So it must have come down a little bit. If it got the ice chunks all the way over here, it's come down a little bit in the last day. But
yeah, because you can see them laying in the middle of the field.
It hasn't rained for a couple days now.
Yeah, this has been a really strange winter. It's been cold, really, really cold.
And warm.
And then we got some snow, but mostly freezing rain. And then rain.
It's a strange winter.
It has been, hasn't
And
it?
a strange Christmas. What has been cutting our Christmas lights?
There it is up by the road again. Look at that. And there's that telephone pole I showed you guys back a few months ago. It was a lot higher then. I mean, it was almost up to the road then. But yeah, it's out in the fields again where it should not be.
And yesterday, it was really close to the bridge. It's still pretty close.
Yeah, it was really jammed up before, and Matt's like, man, I hope that doesn't get much higher. It could take the bridge out.
Yeah, it was like just mounds of ice. I know the bridges are built for that, but still, it makes you wonder how much a bridge can take of all that ice hitting it all the time, you know, year after year if it doesn't. Since we lived here, that's the biggest ice jam at the bridge I've seen.
Yeah, so I told you guys, it's been a really weird winter. Like, we haven't had much snow. I mean, it's weird to see it in January where things are just brown. And we've actually seen, like, you can see along the roadways, there's green popping up. So it's almost like it's getting, you know, it's like 40 degrees right now. And normally in January, and I'm not complaining, I like the warm weather. The flooding's a little bit concerning though. You know, but normally in January it's like negative temperatures, you know, 10 degrees if you're lucky, and it's 40 degrees, which I'll take it. But
it was earlier in January.
Yeah, it was sub-zero temperatures, and now we're at this. So just a weird January for Iowa.
The ice broke up so bad because of not even so much the 40-degree weather, it was the rain on top of the ice.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody fell through the ice fishing.
I used to ice fish a lot, and my back just can't handle that anymore. But I would, water on the ice is not good. Don't go on the watery ice.
I don't go on the ice at all.
She got mad at me last year.
Yeah, he went out on the ice at like 2 o'clock in the morning, didn't tell anybody, out by himself in the middle of the Mississippi River. I'm like, are you serious? You couldn't at least wake somebody up and let them know? Walk out on the ice by yourself and not tell anybody you're going?
I was just looking around.
Yeah, you wanted to see how the ice was doing. At 2 in the morning.
Miss ice fishing, you know what I say?
How do you make a kid's day? After you go grocery shopping, this is how. Let me hear your song.
I have a double sticker on my banana. It's a banana! It's a banana! It's a banana!
Alright guys, so I'm headed upstairs. Now I told you it's Sunday and it's a lazy day for me. What that means for me is I can watch TV. I can read a book, hang out and play a game with the kids, but there's still some things on Sunday that I need to get done. Because I told you guys that I was following a Fly Lady app, and TV's on in here. It's dark in my bedroom too. I told you guys that I was following a Fly Lady app to get some work done in the house. But like before, that program just did not work for me. It's a lot of lists and a lot of, okay, this, and this need to get done. And that can be great. And when I'm only focusing on my family, maybe a job, the kids, that would work really well for me. But with everything that I'm trying to do, it didn't. But it's a great program for a lot of people. So I will never knock the Fly Lady program. I think it's great. But it just didn't totally work out for me. So I have been throughout the week maintaining several things. Dishes, getting a load of laundry done, and then picking up the main living areas, and of course making my bed, taking care of my room. That is all that I have been doing throughout the week. Just in little tasks here and there if I see. If I see something laying around, I pick it up. But Sundays is the day that is kind of a project day for me too. I want to work on getting the schoolroom picked up. That was my goal for the day, my one big project, because it really needs done, and probably the foyer. Plus, I have a few pop cups sitting up here in my room that need taken downstairs that have been just bothering me out throughout the week. But I've just kind of stayed on this hyper focus of those main tasks are what need to get done during the week, and then on Sundays I can tackle those additional things. Plus, I'd like to clean my bathroom, vacuum, and maybe sweep and mop some floors. So Sunday is a relaxed day for me, but it's also a project day for me. And that's what's working for me personally. I don't know what you guys do, what works for you. Leave me a comment below. I'm always looking for like new ideas and new ways to change up the things I do. But right now, the reason I headed upstairs, and Duke is, I don't know what he's doing. What are you doing? Goofy dog. He's always into something. I'm heading upstairs to take my coat off because I've been running around the house with the coat on and I don't really need it. And it kind of takes my motivation away when I'm just not, I know that sounds weird, but I like to be in my jeans and in a shirt and hair up and ready to go on a day where I'm trying to tackle a few things. Then tonight, I'm gonna sit down and just relax and either A, read a book, or B, watch some television. Tonight, I think I'm gonna make a TV night and probably a night to play some Hi-Ho Cheerio. We'll see. What, Poot? Hi, you. And this little man is gonna take a bath in a little while because he has dirty feet. Do you have dirty feet?
There's Dookie.
There's Dookie. Yes, he has dirty feet. So he needs one.
Room bed.
Your room bed. I love how you say that. Your room bed. Don't jump on your bed. Get down.
What?
Get down. And the jumping happens anyway. So anyway, I am going to throw my hair up in a ponytail and make my bed and tackle a few of the tasks that I want to get done, which shouldn't take me long. All right, guys, so hair's up, bed's made, pop cups were taken downstairs because they needed it for probably 2 weeks now. Laundry's in. Yes, even Tearlyn's laundry is in. That note was way too funny. Aspen's yelling to see if I'm taking him in the tub yet, but no. This room right here is getting done first because it desperately needs it. I just had my cup of coffee and I still have to get my vlog out. So I think I'm gonna hit that and then hit this room. So tasks are being done, goals are being met. I said Sunday was stay off of social media day, but throughout the day a little bit. I've touched base a little bit here and there, but not much. I'm really having a lazy day with it, but I did see a good article from a fellow author friend of mine on Facebook. Oh, what? You bark at everything. You just bark at everything. Say hello, everybody. But I did see, sorry, I've got like little horns going on today. I don't know what's going on. Shh, shh. But an author friend of mine actually put up a call for submission. So if you are a writer or interested in trying to get your work published, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Go out there and take the chance and do it. I mean, if you have something that you put your heart and soul into, my tips are this. Make sure that you've really thoroughly checked it for editing. I got very lucky when I put my books in. I actually met my editor. I met him by chance, and he liked my work and helped me to get it published. But like I said, I've learned a lot in this is the 5th year, 5 years since I first wrote my books, and there's a lot of things that could be changed and fixed, and that's why I'm tearing apart my first book and changing it. So that being said though, just make sure that, you know, even have a beta reader. And what a beta reader is it could be friends and family that read your books and say, hey, oh, did you know that there was a mistake here? Or, you know, I read this. Tell them to be candid with you. You know, I read this and this didn't make sense to me. And don't take that stuff to heart. That helps make you a better writer. It's hard when something is your baby, because all of my work, they are my babies. And it's hard when... What? Oh my goodness. Shh. I seriously think he sees my shadow. My goodness, he's just barking away. All right, so I took him out potty because I think he just needed to go. He could hear stuff going on outside, and he's like, what's out there? I need to know. So, yeah, he's outside going potty. But anyway, like I was saying, you know, you can take that stuff to heart. That's normal. It's normal for anybody that puts a lot of work into something. You know, it's your baby. You took all the time to write it and do that thing. But my advice is go ahead and let people give you that critique, because it's only going to make you a better writer. Hearing what your readers would be thinking, because that's what they're doing. They're reading it for you, and they're giving you their thoughts on it. Now, I'm out of breath, I ran. But, you know, not everything are you going to agree with. Not everything are you going to say, you know what, I want to change that. I want to do what they said. Yeah, they're right. Sometimes you just have to follow your gut. But if you hear the same thing over and over from several different people, it might be time to rethink what you're doing. So that's my advice to anybody that's wanting to get out there, wanting to write, wanting to try to get published. And then don't forget, you know, rejection happens. It's going to happen to everyone in their careers, in the attempts. Keep submitting. You'd be surprised how many best-selling authors are out there that were rejected over and over and over again. There are some that were picked up right away, but there are so many that were rejected and told, no, it's not good enough, or no, it's not what we want. So don't let that get you down. Just keep trying, you know, and take the criticism that you get and listen sometimes, because it's hard when you've written something and you've put your heart and soul in it, to have someone tell you, you know what, there could be a better way to do this. And especially if it's coming from someone that has been in the field for a long time and experienced and around it. So that's my advice. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to this, and then I'm gonna hit this road. Oh, but the whole reason for that spiel was there is a call for submission, and it is on my Christi Riverton author page, which the link is down below. You can follow me on Facebook there, and I try to put up articles and videos that I might have found coming from other authors, calls for submission. So if you're interested in anything like that, follow me and like my Facebook page. Follow the posts, because I'm always trying to put new content. Plus I put up stuff like inspiring quotes and whatever else is going on in the writing field and with my writing journey. So you can hear Aspen, he's getting mad at his dad because daddy's trying to keep him awake. It's too early to go to sleep and he wants to, so. Anyway, yeah, follow me on Facebook if you're interested in writing, because I definitely am getting my author page more set up for that and trying to be as helpful as I can.
You got something?
I got something, what?
Yes, Daddy, you got something.
I got something.
Yes.
But yeah, follow me there, and anything that I find that might be helpful to other writers, I post on there, so. Alright guys, so it's all done, finished. There's Aspen's little preschool center all picked up. The puzzles are back where they should be. Don't look at my pop on the table. There's always pop somewhere in this house. Desk, I got all his writing cleaned off of it finally, and I reorganized our upper area and the sitting area that he usually sits at. So yeah, It's good. I'm glad I took the time on a Sunday to do this. It looks super nice. Floors swept. I didn't mop tonight, but we'll get to that maybe next week.